Good morning. Welcome to 49ers in 5, your daily update on everything happening with the team that you need to know. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. Today is Thursday, March 16th, 2023. Here's what's happening with your San Francisco 49ers. Life just got a little bit harder for Samuel Womack to become the slot corner, and Chris Kocurek has his latest reclamation project. We'll start in the secondary, where the Niners agreed to terms with cornerback Isaiah Oliver. Oliver was a second-round pick of the Falcons in 2018 and has spent the last 5 years in Atlanta. If you're like me and not entirely familiar with him, Oliver had a career-high 77.9 PFF grade last season, including 81.5 against the run. That was sixth best in the entire NFL. Obviously, that's important to the Niners because they love when their corners can tackle, and Emmanuel Moseley, who he's going to be replacing, excelled in that area, so it's nice to see the Niners sort of keep that going in that spot. Oliver played 262 snaps in the slot last season. He finished with 5 pass breakups and 1 interception. You may remember it.
Garoppolo quickly steps up, fires down the sideline. Lot of contact, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Oliver. And Oliver going to try to make some magic.
Thanks to Fox for the call. On the defensive line, the Niners reached an agreement yesterday on a 1-year deal with former Raiders first-round draft pick Clelin Ferrell. Ferrell had 3.5 sacks and averaged 24 snaps a game the past 2 seasons. Well, work your magic, Chris Kocurek. And look, Kocurek has done it before, right? He helped Arden Key and Samson Ebukam and Hassan Ridgeway and Charles Omenihu get huge paydays after their short stint with the Niners. Omenihu, by the way, being the latest on that list after agreeing to a 2-year deal with the Chiefs for up to $20 million earlier this week. One more thing for you. Here's Rich Gannon and Bruce Murray on SiriusXM Blitz talking about Brock Purdy. And Rich Gannon is very skeptical that Brock Purdy is going to be back when the 49ers say he's going to be back.
He's not going to be ready anytime soon. Trey Lance coming off of a surgery that he had in September. And so, you don't know where he's going to be. I mean, you have to be able to start the offseason program, the OTAs, with some quarterback, right? I think this allows them to have some flexibility and to bring them along. I think Brock Purdy's going to be out a while, Bruce. I think they're really excited about his future in San Francisco. But when you think about having a ulnar collateral ligament procedure and it wasn't done until March, I mean, do the math. There's no way he's going to be ready for the regular season. In fact, I don't know that he's even a guy that you can count on until December. I think he's that far out.
I don't disagree with you, but my point is if everything were to go as they would hope, then Purdy will be available to them this year, maybe in October, maybe in November.
Obviously, Trey Lance. That's a big procedure.
Obviously, Rich Gannon is not a doctor, but it's kind of surprising to hear him so sure that Purdy won't be ready to start the year. I haven't heard anybody else say that. Is it possible he thinks Purdy had Tommy John surgery? We always give you one thing to read, one thing to watch, and one thing you might have missed. One thing to read on this Thursday, ESPN.com has a list of grades up for 50 free agent moves. These don't really mean anything, of course, but I am a sucker for a good grades column. One thing to watch, Aaron Rodgers appeared on the Pat McAfee show yesterday talking about his football future and misrepresenting media reports about him. You can see it on YouTube if you want. All I can say is, man, I am so glad I do not have to root for that guy. One thing you may have missed, I mentioned it yesterday, but the Niners have restructured the contract of Fred Warner, creating $9.5 million in cap space. That's a wrap on today's 49ers in 5. Please rate, review, and follow the Gold Standard Podcast Network. Enjoy your Thursday, everybody. I'm Rob Stats Guerrera. We'll talk tomorrow.